fortunate along with her because she has been traveling multiple times to Australia. But this time we have a fortune to have her husband as well, as you can see here. And he is also initiated by, and he is organized Radhika Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and he has been asked to help and build temples. And if any of you have been to Delhi or nearby, like Noida, Gurgaon, you might have already seen Prabhuji's work there. And the most current recent one is Rohini Temple, which is a very iconic temple in ISKCON journey of temples. And if you have not, maybe you can do a Google search and it will tell you that ISKCON Rohini Temple, how beautiful it is. And the last thing I would like to add from Mataji is that recently only she has been, as per the direction by Guru Maharaj, she has successfully distributed 1108 Srimad Bhagavatam in 1 month. So with that, I will hand it over to Mataji for the discourse, and thank you so much. And
the AC is on. AC is on. AC.
It's just on.
You just on. That's it.
so can I just request you 3 times to chant for Mataji and welcoming her. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Vishnupada Paramahansa Brajacharya Stotra Shri Srimad Taisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Janitila Pravish Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Brajacharya Stotra Shri Srimad Taisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. God Premanande. Hari Hari Om. So I welcome you all for the Sunday Feast lecture. As you just heard about it, that I have written books called Vaishnav Teachings in Sikhism, Vaishnavism and Sikhism, Death the Unstoppable, Guru, my spiritual Guru, the spiritual father, my spiritual father, my memoirs with my spiritual father, and a book on devotional poems. So all these has been actually, I have written them, but the actual writer is my Guru Maharaj. He actually asked me to do it. He gave the order, and that's how it happened. So we all are very fortunate that we come to ISKCON. That is where we find Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is the eminent Shiksha Guru for all of us. Without a Guru, one cannot make any advancement. I was just now giving lecture in Gokulananda Farms there. It was exactly what the questions came up and I was giving the answers to them. Of course, without the mercy of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. The Guru is so important that Krishna sends the Guru in our lives. The Bhagavad Gita, as it is actually spoken by Krishna. It's a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. We all of us know that. 700 verses come from the Bhagavad Gita. 18,000 verses come in Srimad Bhagavatam. And lakhs of verses are there in the Vedas. So Vedas is actually summarized into Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita again was summarized by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in 8 verses. The whole Bhagavad Gita, you can understand the crux of it in 8 verses of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he talks about in the first shloka, Shikshashtakam, Cheto Darpanam Marjanam Bhamma Davagini Nirvapanam. So you have to cleanse your heart. We may think, oh, my heart is very pure. I am the best one, I know everything. We correct others. We forget that the worst are we. We try to correct others. We become fault finders. We should never be a fault finder. We should find the faults in us. Bhakti means if you really want to advance, find your faults. Find your faults, go inside yourself first. Self-introspection is the first step to Bhakti, the first step to understand Bhagavad Gita. Self-realization, self-introspection, self-introduction, these all are everything coming from Bhagavad Gita. It's the Bhagavad Gita, it's a celestial song sung by Krishna. It's a song. Krishna sings this song amidst a war, a conflict, chaos. War means chaos, conflict. Our lives are like that. Kali Yuga, everybody's life would be like that. The Bhagavatam tells us. Shukdev Goswami tells Parikshit Maharaj that this is the Yuga of Kalha. This is the age of quarrel. Right now the era that is going on is the age of quarrel. That is why we see so many wars happening, so many conflicts coming up, even between what to say of nations. I'm just talking about the neighbors. I'm talking about the layman, common layman. Here, I don't know how it is, but in India it's a very bad scenario. You can just pick up a fight just by sprinkling water on someone. A fight comes up, riots happen. Anything can happen anytime, anywhere in the world. So wars, this yuga, this era claims that it is an age of quarrel. People will be at war, there will be loss of concentration level, loss of memory loss is there. People can't put more energy into the work they are doing. They want a life that is full of easy going life, shortcuts they are looking for. And they want, most is materialistic people would be there, running after money, obsessed for money. They are looking for, they want peace and happiness. Everybody wants. If I ask from anyone here, what are you looking for in this world? They would say peace and happiness. Everybody is looking for peace and happiness. Wherever I travel all over the world. You go to London, you go to New York. I was recently in New York, then I was in Vancouver, then I was in Detroit. Wherever you go, you ask people, what are you looking for? They would say peace. We want peace. We want some peace in our lives. So how do you get the peace? You're looking for peace at the wrong place. You're looking for peace in the material things. The Kali Yuga people, the living entity in Kali Yuga is materialistic, totally materialistic. The highest suicide rate is in Japan. I was in Tokyo. And people in Tokyo work till like they're out of their homes, they are in their offices till 10 in the midnight. They are there till 10. They leave the offices when they are literally pushed out of the offices. They don't want to go home because they have a very lonely life. They don't have families. There is a culture where you can rent out a family. Imagine. You go and spend some time with a family, you rent out a family. You don't have your own family. So Prabhupada has given, we are so fortunate that Prabhupada gave us a family. Wherever we go, wherever I travel, I leave my family, of course, in Delhi. And this is the first time my husband would be traveling. It's the first he went to US with me and now he's here. All these years, like I've been traveling from the year 2007. The first maiden trip of preaching was from here, from the Sydney temple. So I started it here, right here. That was my first out of India lecture in a temple was Sydney temple. So it is, Prabhupada has given us what Krishna actually says, Vasudev Kutumbakam. He says the whole world is my family, and Prabhupada proved it all. He made it for us. Wherever I travel with this tilak and a kantimala, wherever I am on the airport, there was once a police officer, she came to me and she said, she was not an Indian, she was a foreign body. She came to me and she said, oh, you are Hare Krishna. I said, yeah. She said, can I embrace you? I love Hare Krishna people. Do you have some cookies with you? I love them. I said, I'm not carrying, sorry, no prashad. But of course, I can hug you. At least I can share that with you. So she was so happy just by seeing us. So what else we need? This is a family. I have many, many experiences to tell. In Sydney, I have done a lot of preaching. I used to do, those who are here, those who know me from those days, they know. In the mornings, I used to go for book distribution. Evenings, I used to give home programs and lectures. I used to go to get dropped at a mall and go inside for preaching. And especially the host would tell me, don't say that you are selling the books because then they will actually get the security to put you out of the mall. They can turn you out of the mall. And I would very modestly go inside, just hold my books, and I would hold them like this, you know. I would never like this. It would be like this, so that everybody may see the cover and they may call for me on their own. I would go to a shop, pretend to be a buyer, a customer, and put my books on the counter and ask the permission of the sales girl or the owner to do so. And then they would look at the book, and then if they would look at the book and I thought they were interested in it, and I would say, are you interested in yoga? And they would say yes. And they would say, this is the best yoga. This will help you. And then they would take the book. So likewise, I used to make friends. I have many pictures on my FB still, where the people in the malls and all I met, and they took the books from me. So that's what Prabhupada did. He actually proved the whole Vasudev Kutumbakam. So this is what a family is, where you find love, where you find someone elderly to give advice to you. So Prabhupada fitted in on the role, all the roles he fitted in. And likewise his disciples, who gave us initiation. So they actually again gave us the same love, what they received from Prabhupada. This is Guru Parampara. That you pass on the love you got it. Of course, you pass on the philosophy. But philosophy is all about Krishna love. Krishna Prema. It's all about love. So Bhakti is all about love. Bhakti means loving devotional service. Bhakti means that. Doing the service to Krishna but with love. It cannot be without love. This service, Krishna says, I receive if it comes with love. The condition is that. He clearly says in Bhagavad Gita, Tesham stata yuktanam bhajantam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogantam yena maam upentite. He says, I give you the intelligence to come to me when I see you are lovingly servicing me. You're giving service to me with full love. So that is why it's called devotional service. Devotional means love. And that is what Prabhupada has given us. He loved his disciples. He gave them so much of love that they actually were ready to give their lives for him. Because they were getting that love from him. And that love they distributed to the world. And that is how when Prabhupada left this planet, he had by 1977 made only 108 temples. But when he left until today, you know how many temples have now come up? More than 900 temples in the world. 22 temples we have in single Delhi. One Delhi has 22 big temples. This is a very small temple for us. Bigger than this, we have 22 temples in Delhi. Delhi NCR. In the radius of 150 kilometers of Delhi, we have 22 temples. So this is how this has come up. Because the love Guru Maharaj, the love Prabhupada disciples had for Prabhupada, they showed it that way. Now it's our duty to take these 900 to 1800 in the coming 10 years. If we love our spiritual master, if we love Prabhupada. So this is by expanding the preaching, expanding our family. So you see, we don't want to remain bereft of the love. We want to take today I had a question that how compassion comes up in the hearts. How do we have compassion? Because Krishna says first show compassion to yourself. Bhakti means that charity begins at home. He says show compassion to yourself. Don't think about others, that I want to get this person into Krishna consciousness. First you become very steady in Krishna consciousness and then help others. So how do you show compassion to others? How do you get humility in you? When actually you follow the instructions of the spiritual master. When you follow the instructions of what Srila Prabhupada is saying, it's natural compassion will come into you. You'll become a preacher. Because this human form we have got is only meant for serving the Supreme Lord. This is the purpose of human life. Anybody asks you what is the purpose of your life? You will say my purpose of life is to become an engineer, a software engineer, or to earn this much, or to become a CEO of the company, or to have a big business, This is my purpose of life. But the real purpose of life is to actually serve the Supreme Lord. That is the real purpose of human life. As I have access to, I said I've written the books on Sikhism and Vaishnavism. So my books have a parallel study of Sri Granth Sahib and the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And these were written on the orders of the Guru Maharaj, of my Guru Maharaj. He clearly said that when he gave the foreword to my book, this book, the very first book on preaching, because the other one was in the poems. When this book came up, he said Srila Prabhupada has always asked his disciples to write books that could help in preaching. So Guru Maharaj gave the foreword and he mentioned it, that Prabhupada always wanted that the disciples should write the books that would help in preaching. I want to thank Radhika Krpa Devidasi for spending time to produce this important book. As she is a gifted writer and good preacher, I want to encourage her to keep writing and preaching to enlighten the suffering humanity. So this is how the humanity is suffering. Everybody is suffering. We may think, oh, we are not suffering. We are living in Australia, earning in dollars. We are not suffering. Everybody is suffering. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 kinds of suffering which everybody will go through. Birth, death, old age and disease. There are 4 sufferings everybody will go through. There is no one, everybody has taken birth. We all have taken birth. That's why we are here. But the birth has been very painful for the mother. It has been very painful to our mothers. She has suffered a lot while giving birth to a child. A mother suffers a lot. It says there are multiple fractures, the pain from the multiple fractures that she has to endure while giving birth to a child. Imagine. I'm talking about a normal delivery. So that much pain she took, and she took it happily to deliver a child. And the child, Srimad Bhagavatam says in the 3rd canto, where Devahuti Mata is getting the sermon from her son Kapil Bhagwan, the Lord Kapila. Is an incarnation of Krishna himself. He says that the child suffers a lot, in the embryo suffers in the mother's uterus. He is placed in such a place where the mother is passing the urine and stool. He is in the passage. He suffers. He actually joins both his hands. He is hung upside down. The X-rays and the machines, ultrasounds, they came up much later. But this was already written in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 5,000 years back. The child is hung upside down with his hands clasped, and he is asking Krishna to actually protect him, to bless him, to make him take him out from this hell. He's placed in a hell. His hands are clasped and he's begging. That is how is the situation has been with all of us. Our hands were like this, we were hung upside down, and we were praying hard to please release us from here, this hell. We will do your bhakti. And as soon as we came out, we forgot everything. The Maya took over. We were in such a difficult position at that time there. But when we came out, there were so many relatives there, they would now hold us in their arms. They will never let us put on the, even on the floor. We had nice mattresses, nice rooms, everything nicely done. Now there are baby showers. Before the baby arrives, everything is done for him. There are great parties hosted before the child comes. His room, his or her room is decorated. So Maya, well, of course, he forgets everything as soon as he's out. So birth is actually agony. Death is agony, we all know. It brings separation. Already it brings separation. And nobody wants to be separated from the near and dear ones. But death happens. It's inevitable. I've written a book called Death the Unstoppable, with again the parallel verses from the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and Guru Granth Sahib. That it is, we have all to die one day. And how one should die? Gurbani says, the Guru Granth Sahib says, Pehle marna kar kabul chhad jeevan ki aas, ho sabon ki renuka tab aao hamare paas. It says here, first you have to accept that you will die one day. Everybody has to accept. Those who actually want to join the spiritual kingdom, they want to go into spiritual life, they should accept that they will die. Pehle marna kar kabul. Chhad jeevan ki aas. One should actually jeevan ki aas chhadna. That means you just leave the hope of living. It's not that. The hope of living means here is that I have to die one day. So whatever I may collect now is not going to go with me. So I should collect the bare things, that necessary things, that would help me to lead a comfortable life, at the same time help me to do bhakti. That is prime most. Help me to do devotional service, that is prime most. So the prime most, when we come to bhakti, when we come to devotional life, are actually perspective shifts. That shifts from, the focus is not the materialistic life now. The focus is spiritualistic life. So how do we get the spiritual life? That is through bhakti. That is through being a nice devotee, serving. By serving the Supreme Lord. First serving starts with the chanting of the holy name. Charity begins at home. You have to do chanting. You have to listen what you are speaking, the words of the mantra. You have to control your mind, because the mind is the culprit that takes you away from Krishna. Like you see when the kirtan stops, or when people come mostly to take just darshan. They'll never listen to the sermon. Only very few will listen. Out of 100 who visit the temple, 50 will listen to the discourse. Out of 50, 20 will be very physically present here with their minds. Physically 50 are present, but 25 would be here with their minds also present. And out of those 25, hardly 2 or 3 will take the application of this discourse with them. Rest will be actually again in the bewildered position. So this is how we are actually. We do not take it seriously. So death is an agony. Birth is agony. Disease is agony. Nobody wants to fall sick. Whether it be a simple cold and flu, and it can be as grave as cancer. Nobody wants it. Pain comes with disease. Disease means pain in itself. Then comes old age. Old age includes disease. It's a bonus you get there in old age. The disease, nobody wants old age, because everybody knows that old age means bedridden, old age means disease, old age means lots of problems coming. That's why we may color our hair, we may do the Botox, we may go to aesthetic doctors, but they can't stop your old age. They can just refine your face, refine your wrinkles. They can't stop the old age. Old age will come. So one should be prepared for all this. Krishna says that. And he says, these 4 are there, but there are another 3 more grave that will come. So those 3 more that will come is the 3 trap they are called. That is Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik. Adi Devik means the other jivas, other living entities will give you pain. It's not only these 4. Other entities are going to give you pain. Other entities mean other human beings, other animals, and even a mosquito. Mosquito bite can actually take your life. We have dengue, we have chikungunya. I have been through that. It's worse, it's terrible. Chikungunya is terrible. Whereas doctors have no clue how to actually give the treatment for that. And they say the recovery is not in your hand. It is at Krishna's will when you recover. So likewise, chikungunya can happen, Adi Devik. Then comes the Adi Devik. The Prakriti, the nature gives you pain. We just know in India we had terrible flash floods recently. Cloud bursts, flash floods. Thousands of people dying. Buried in them, they were buried alive. These things have happened very recently, just a month or 2 months back, and still it's happening. So these are, the nature gives us the pain. Nobody can stop it. You and I can't stop. It's the nature giving us. And then Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik and Adi Atmik. Your mind gives you pain. What to say of these two? The mind gives you pain. The mind, how does mind gives you pain? All this anger, lust, greed. Then that comes the jealousy. You hate others. Some people you hate, some you love. So these all, the mind is giving you the problem. It says here clearly, the person gets, the pain comes to you not from your own grief. When some other person is very happy and you see him to be very happy, then you are more in grief. In Hindi language we say very clearly, अपने दुख से कोई दुखी नहीं होता, दूसरे के सुख से दुखी होता है. You can control the pain and agony what you are having. You can still tell your mind, you can console your mind. But when you see your neighbor or your friend being more successful than you, then it's terrible for you. Then it's very difficult for you to control. That is the real grief for you. So who gives you? Your mind is giving this pain. So the mind is the culprit. Krishna tells Arjuna, if your mind is surrendered, if you control your mind, everything will settle down. Then you will understand everything. So how do you control the mind? The Gurbani again says, Man jeete jag jeet. Those who have won their mind, those who have conquered their minds, they have conquered the world. They have already conquered the world. So conquering the world means that you are, again, fully aware of what's happening in the world. You can control. If you have controlled your mind, you can now be the king yourself. You are not dependent upon anybody. Your happiness is yours because you understand Krishna. You have a big family. Krishna gave you a small family. You are born in a family. Your parents, your sisters, siblings, all them. They are your family. But when Krishna gives you a guru, a spiritual master, he actually introduces you to the big family. The whole world becomes your family. When I travel, I just go to any ISKCON temple. It's like coming to home, It's like meeting again my family members. Because then everybody knows you, everybody loves you. Knows you in the sense, everybody knows you are Krishna devotee. You are Prabhupada's grand disciple. So this is how the love flows. And the main purpose of human life is going back to Godhead. Even the Gurbani says this, Bhai prapat manak dehriya, Govind milan kiye teri bariya. Avar kaj kite na kam, mila sadh sangat baj kevala na. You have got the human form of life. You have paid a very big price to get the human form of life. What price have we paid? Who knows it? How many dollars did we pay to get a human life? How many dollars your parents paid that you become a human? You paid a price of going through 84 lakhs of species. 84,100,000 species you have crossed over to become a human. Imagine. Such a big price we have given. And we are unaware of it. We have given such a big price, and to this price we have paid to be a human. And now what is the purpose of human life? If we don't fulfill that, we will go back to those 84,100,000 species back. Who wants to be a dog or a cat again? Or a lizard or a cockroach again? Nobody wants to be. But unfortunately, we will become like that. If we don't pay heed to the purpose of human life. So, Bhai Prapat Manak Deheriya, Govind Milanaki E Teri Bariya. This is the golden chance to meet Krishna. In the human form only one can meet Krishna. There is no other way to meet Krishna. This is the only way. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he tells Arjuna, look for a place where once gone you will not come back. And that place is my dham. Tad dhamam paramam mam. That's my dham. That's the Golok dham. When once you come back to Golok dham, you will never go back to this material world again for suffering. Like the suffering I told you, the 4 and plus 3. So no one will go back to suffer more. So we will be actually in the Goloka Dham if we follow what this human life has been given for. So Krishna says, look for the place, come back to me. That place is my abode. Come back to my abode. That's what he tells in the Bhagavad Gita. And that's for the Gurbani, the Sri Granth Sahib is saying. So that's why these books were written, for the people to understand when the two faiths, they speak the same language. The interfaith is very strong to build our faith. Rupa Goswami says, Ado Shraddha Tado Sadhu Sang Tada Bhajana Kriya Tada Anartha Nivriti. First, for bhakti, you should have a little bit of faith. Faith in the Supreme Lord. Faith in the words of the Guru. Faith is very important. Unless you have faith, you cannot advance spiritually. So faith is very much important. It's required ingredient for bhakti. So faith says, Ado Shraddha. If you have little bit of faith, Tado Sadhu Sang, then what Krishna does is, he gives you the association of devotees. He plans it all for us. If you show little bit of faith, little bit of love for Krishna, that, oh yes, I believe in you, he makes it that you reach to the association of devotees. So once you reach to the association of devotees, then what happens? Ado Shraddha Tado Sadhu Sang Tada Bhajana Kriya. The third step that starts is Bhajana Kriya. You start chanting. So mantra means that controls the mind. Man means mind. Tra means that controls. So mantra means, mantra meditation means the meditation, the mantra chanting, meditation is chanting. So meditation, chanting the name that controls the mind. And Hare Krishna is the Maha Mantra. Maha means the biggest of all. So this is the Maha Mantra. And the scriptures say there is no difference between the Supreme Lord and His name. That's what Krishna says. The Bhagavatam declares it, that there is no difference between Krishna and His name. They are one. They are non-different. So when we take darshan and we chant, we get a double bonanza then. That's Krishna's love for us flows. He really loves us because we are glorifying Him. We are chanting His name. We are trying to control our mind so that we can surrender our mind to Him. So this is how actually this happens. So Ado Shraddha Tado Sadhu Sang Tada Bhajana Kriya. The chanting of the holy name starts, and then what happens? Anartha Nivriti. We have anarthas. We have lust, anger, greed in us. We have pride in us. We have false pride in us. These are all anarthas. They are called the vices. These are demonic qualities. So how do you get rid of them? How do you get the divine qualities? When you surrender. So surrender is chanting. When you chant the holy name, you surrender. All the scriptures talk about chanting. Every man-made religion has actually said the chanting is most important. You go to church, you go to mosque, you go to Gurudwara, you go to temple. Chanting is the must for Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, there is only one way out from this material world. For liberation, only one way out is chanting the holy name. Kali Kevala Namadhara. Kali Yuga means only chanting. That this yoga is actually for Kali Yuga, Bhakti Yoga. Those who chant the holy name, they are actually following the Bhakti Yoga. So the yoga means getting connected, union. So this is the union with God. It happens with chanting. So what happens is Ado Shraddha Tado Sadhu Sang Tada Bhajan Kriya Tada Anartha Nivriti. Your anarthas will leave you. You will manifest all the divine qualities in you. They will manifest. They will come on their own. You don't have to endeavor. Some people say, oh, I have to leave anger. So you meditate on, I will not be angry. I will not be angry today. I will not be angry. This is not going to be successful. Once you will remember, twice you will remember. thrice, you're bound to forget. Anger just erupts. It's like a volcano. It just comes over. It just erupts. So how to control anger from the root? That is by chanting the holy name. The divine qualities will manifest in you and you will understand how to control the anger. Where is the root cause for this anger? So the root cause for anger is your desires. Krishna says your lusty desires. He says there are 3 gates to hell. Lust, anger, greed. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is actually the manual for all of us. When you go to the market, you buy a small gadget, electronic gadget or any gadget, there is a big booklet with it. You buy just this much pen drive and it comes with a big booklet. How to operate it, how to do work with it. Likewise, this human form was given to us and a big booklet was given this. The 700 verses. This is the manual for human life. How one should live, how one should die. How one is taken birth in this world. He has come, he or she has arrived in this world by default or whatever. But now how the process is to go back. How to get relief from here. How to never come back here. Who wants the suffering? Nobody wants to suffer again. The suffering, Krishna says, will come. Once you are in the material world, you are bound to suffer. But then, if you are out of the material world, then you will never come back. If you are out, by the grace of the Guru, you will find me. By the grace of the spiritual master, I will come in your life. He showed many examples. We always sing that what a devotee should be like. He should be like Dhruv Maharaj and he should be like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad is 7-year-old, Dhruv is 5-year-old. Imagine, Guru Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam, Krishna has given a benchmark. A 5-year-old boy is your ideal and a 7-year-old boy. You would say, how you can compare our intelligence to a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old? We are very intelligent, we are software engineers, we are this, that, we are CEOs, we are this, we are that. How can you say, I'm a 5-year-old, I'm intelligent I should do what the 5-year-old did or what a 7-year-old did? So, but this was made clear again. As I said, the interfaith really helps us to build our faiths. It's there in the Gurbani. Every day it's sung in the Gurudwara. Ram Japo ji aise aise, Dhruv Prahlad Japeo har jaise. Chant the holy name of Hari just like Dhruv and Prahlad. So you see, that is why Dhruv and Prahlad are our ideals. Because they chanted the holy name. They chanted the holy name with full conviction, with full faith. We lack faith. Whether we are very intelligent, we think, whether we are very, very big, at very big post, we are IT professionals, whatever we are. But we lack faith in Krishna. We lack faith in God. What Dhruv and Prahlad had. They had abundant faith in the Supreme Lord. Unflinching faith. So that's what we are looking for in the world. We want unflinching faith to come in us. How do we get that unflinching faith? When we chant the holy name. Then all the vices go away. All the insecurities leave us. All the doubts leave us. By chanting the holy name very attentively and very nicely. When we chant attentively and we chant nicely, sincerely and with full faith, then Krishna blesses us. Then really we become sincere devotees of the Lord. And then we actually become, in bhakti, we advance. And then the real purpose of human life is done. That Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, as I said, it's a manual. That we take Dhruv and Prahlad as our ideals. And why we are taking them as the ideals? Because they have unflinching faith in Krishna. They pray to Krishna. And Krishna blesses them. And these are not any imaginary stories. People think, oh, it's mythology. It's not mythology. Never think it's a myth. It's the truth. It's our history. It's not mythology. If it would have been mythology, why would the Sri Guru Granth Sahib again repeat the words that were written in the Bhagavatam? Why would they repeat it for us in simple language? For us to understand that we should follow the right track, right track. So these were again put forward to us by the saints and the sages, by the 10 gurus. They gave us back the follow. Name eho kahi Gita. Namdev ji is a big devotee of Krishna. In Maharashtra, when you go to Pandharpur, you would see Namdev Ji is there at where the Lord Vitthal is there, in Pandharpur. There's a Namdev Ji Peri. That is, when you step to the temple, in the temple, to take darshan of Vitthal, Lord Vitthal, you have, Namdev Ji says, I am here at the step. The first you put your feet on me and then you go. You bless me first. He says he is a very big devotee of Krishna. Lord Vitthal gave him darshan, gave him his glimpse 72 times. 72 times he had the darshan, he had the fortune of seeing Krishna face to face. That is Namdev Ji. His verses have been quoted in the Guru Granth Sahib. And he says, Name eho kehe Gita. Namdev Ji says, Bhagavad Gita says this only. That what I am saying, writing here, what I am speaking. His verses were compiled, put into the Guru Granth Sahib for everybody to know that one should actually have faith in Krishna. The faith brings Krishna face to face. The faith of Namdev Ji brought Krishna face to face. And that is how we should be. So we should be chanting the holy name just to go back to Godhead. This is the only process one can follow. Under the blessings of the spiritual master, under the blessings of the Guru. So likewise, there are lots of things to say, but I know that we have a time constraint and it's already 6:50, it's going to be. So anybody has any question, 5-7 minutes I will give for question answers. That's a must for us. Any question anybody has? No question? Everybody has understood? Everybody is perfect? Yes.
Mataji, like when we talk about how the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Guru Granth Sahib are like very similar, like when people are following Guru Granth Sahib, like what is their impression about Bhagavad Gita and how do they take it?
You see, it depends from person to person. You can't just put everybody into one group. Like what Prabhupada has given, not all the Hindus follow. So anyway, there is no word as Hindu. We all know that. Those who know, Prabhupada is clearly, the scriptures clearly tell us, said it's Sanatan. So these are Sanatan dharmas. So we are Sanatanis. And there is no difference at all. The difference is only in those who take it, it's different. It's not different at all. I have so many examples. I have so many experiences. So there is those who are really pure, they understand it. And those who are still not pure, they will not understand. They'll argue. So there is no need to go into that what the masses think. It's here, what a devotee thinks. Who is surrendered is a devotee. So devotees are on the same platform. They remain on the same platform. They will not argue. Those who claim to be devotees, they are actually non-devotees. They claim they are devotees. But they will confuse us all and they will say, no, this is different, that is different. But unfortunately, my books are over. I just ended all the books in Adelaide and Canberra. So Sydney, when I reached Sydney, I was left with none copy. But if you read this book, if you are in Delhi, you can get it from the Shri Shri Radha Parthasati Temple east of Kailash. It's in the bookshop. Or you can contact me. So these books, I have given all the evidences with the page numbers, everything. So nobody can deny anything. But it depends how pure they are. It depends upon the purity level of the person. So, but the question is that the purpose is same for everybody. The purpose is one and the only, that we have to go back to Godhead. Everybody wants to leave and never come back here. This is full of misery. Doubts, it is full of fear. Corona proved it all for all of us, that this world is full of fear. You may lose your near and dear one any moment. Corona made it so clear that we could go any moment. And everybody was so fearful. That was the reason when I saw this and I thought to myself, I'm a traveling preacher. But then at that time when I saw the fear, I was just back from a trip in Abu Dhabi and London. And as I landed in Delhi, the corona had actually come up. They were taking all the tests at the airports then. And I was fortunate that I was back home at that time. And then I just realized on 22nd March when the first lockdown came in Delhi. So I thought to myself, people are so scared. To whomsoever I would call, my relatives or friends, They were all fearing that now it's all gone, it's end of world, everything is going. And then I just wanted to tell them, if the world is ending even, just chant so that you are fortunate enough to, because devotees knew if they had to go back, this is the right time, they should chant now nicely, because this is the time to go back now. And those who are not devotees, they were actually in fear. Then I told myself, like, Prabhupada has trained us, so I have been trained by my spiritual master, so this is the time I should serve more. Then I took up to online active preaching. In the mornings I would go live without seeing anybody on the other side. You just have to put in the screen and say something. So I was just speaking like that, and then I saw 600 people joining in, 700 joining in, and I would say for question answers, and they had so many fears, so many questions coming up. And they were all non-devotees. And there was once a person came up and he said, I was just surfing for a way to do suicide. He said, I was so sick of this, fear is taking over me, that Corona is coming, Corona is there. He said, I just wanted to commit suicide. But I was surfing and you were speaking and I just took a pause. And then everybody around me who were coming every day started actually pleading with him, don't do that. Became a one family, like telling him, don't do this. Then I told him, please don't go ahead with this. It's not a good idea. You will suffer more if you commit suicide. More suffering will come. And then hopefully he understood. And likewise people started joining in. And you see, this is what they were waiting for. That's what Prabhupada has given us. So we should focus on this. Focus on our own sadhana. Focus on how can we preach. How can we bring other person into bhakti. Because it says, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who do good sadhana, those who chant themselves and make others chant, preach to others, they are very dear to me. And the same thing comes in the Gurbani even. Kunadev says that Jan Nanak mange todus gursik ki jo aap jape avro naam japave. He says, I take the charanduli of the devotee, a guru's disciple, who chants himself and makes others chant. So this is such a great thing. So Prabhupada has shown us the right path. And that actually, I became aware of what's written in the Gurbani even when I met my spiritual master. Till then I was also unaware. I had read the Granth, but I totally couldn't understand it. There are millions who read it every day. There are millions who read Gita every day. Yet they don't understand. They fail to understand the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. But Prabhupada made it so clear for us. So we are very fortunate. Those who all are here in Sydney in the temple, of course we all are very fortunate all over the world. Those who go to any temple of ISKCON, they are actually getting educated in Vedic knowledge. These temples are not just for coming for Archa Vigraha Darshan. These temples are famous for their Vedic knowledge. The Vedic knowledge is distributed here so that you may be enlightened. You may take the real path, the real service that we have to do. So, any other question is there? Yes, Mataji, quickly. That's a whole big class I have to give for that. How to curtail anger and you mean the jealousy and the hatred. The only best thing is chant very nicely and ask Krishna to give us this in our hearts, the forgiveness in our heart. At the moment, there are many classes. If you go on the YouTube, Radhika Krpa, if you type Radhika Krpa. So on my channel, there are lots of lectures, around about 4,000 lectures, which I have given all through the last 5 years. So there are many on anger also. You will get it. On Hare Krishna TV also I have given a lecture on anger. So you will find lots of that help can come to you. Yes, Mataji. Yeah, that's the biggest disease, overthinking. It gives stress to you. Overthinking brings anxiety, stress, and we really want to get rid of that stress and anxiety. So don't overthink, because what Krishna is doing, it's best for us. Surrender to Him, just chant nicely. Our focus is on chanting. When we chant nicely, we just pray to Krishna to bless us so that the problem that has come over may be sorted out. And I'll do as you, I'll take it as you give. So when we surrender, Krishna actually does the best for us. Thinking that He's doing the best for us is the surrender. And that is how surrender is. Then your overthinking will go away. Because you are thinking one way. Whatever is coming my way, it's the gift from Krishna. But you focus on your chanting. Hare Krishna. So we end the session here. I know the Aarti is about to start. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita Yatha Roop ki jai. God Premanande. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki jai. ISKCON Sydney Yatra ki jai. God Premanande. Hare Hare Bol. You can follow me on Instagram and on YouTube. It's Radhika Krpa, KRPA. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
So thank you so much, Her Grace Radhika Krpa Mataji and His Grace Raspriya Prabhuji. But before the artist start, I have a quick 2 minutes I think we still have. I would like to ask you a few questions. What's the purpose of human life? To serve Krishna. Who can serve Krishna? The one who has faith. Who can build faith? When you surrender your mind to Krishna. Who can surrender? The one who chant. And what do you chant? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that's why you say in ISKCON chanting is very important. And Mataji has already said that in many religious places also, in Sikhism also, the chanting is very important. And with that, Prabhupada has already explained in one of the books, Chant Be Happy, as you might have seen in the front, if you have not. With that, I would like to thank you once again for Mataji, and we can chant 3 times before the Aarti. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,